Broker-dealer Drexel Hamilton is one of several Wall Street firms helping former military service men and women re-enter the workforce. I went down and spoke with Drexel Hamilton and some vets who just a couple of years ago were in combat and are now working on trading desks. Kim Alonzo spent 4 years on the aircraft carrier Harry S. Truman, supporting combat missions in Afghanistan. But the most daunting assignment came after she returned stateside.
It was the scariest time of my life. It's crazy. You just left war.
Really? Having come from a war?
There's much more scarier things than war out there, and that's the biggest lesson I learned. When you're trying to provide for your family and make sure that you can continue to put food on the table and you're not getting a call, it's much more scarier than war.
Kim is among the veterans who have now found a career in finance at Wall Street broker-dealer Drexel Hamilton. The firm, founded by Vietnam veteran Lawrence Dahl, was created to help veterans re-enter the workforce. Half of its 97 employees are combat veterans, 25 of them severely wounded. Jim Cahill, a former managing director at Salomon Brothers and Lehman Brothers, runs the firm.
Our main interest is being able to help more veterans. They've kept us safe for the last 15 years. So when we put them back with the family and give them a shot at the American dream, it heals a lot of wounds.
How big can you get and maintain that sense of team, or how big do you want to get?
It's very hard to turn these people away when they've served the country and done everything they've done. And so we don't turn them away, but we have to turn a profit.
Air Force vet Preston Carlson flew 80 combat missions based out of Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. He flew the A-10 Warthogs for the military.
Typically, we're showing up on their worst day. We would be called constantly in a firefight, and that's when we would show up. We would reposition, and our job is to get there and essentially to stop the firefight so that everyone can make it home.
Back here at home, he joined Drexel Hamilton 3.5 months ago. In some ways, you are like all the rest of us. You know, have the same, I assume, hopes and dreams and ambitions. In some ways, you're very different from us who haven't really experienced combat. How important is it to you to have other combat veterans around you in the workplace?
It's an incredible resource. You have an immediate friend and someone that has at least a similar frame of reference, regardless of what they did. And that's comforting, it's encouraging, and it's a positive.
Everyone has their own personal experience transitioning out of the service, and Mine was the fact that I was trying to get onto Wall Street, and I kept being told by hiring managers, recruiters, we're sorry, but you did not attend our campus recruiting event. And I always say there was no campus recruiting in Jalalabad, Afghanistan.
West Point graduate John Martinko did 7 deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan with the 75th Ranger Regiment. He has been with Drexel Hamilton for 3 years now. He led ground forces in combat and received 3 Bronze Stars, 1 for valor. And now he's a managing director for Capital Markets.
So Preston, who you met earlier, an A-10 pilot, and that's the interesting dynamic now here at Drexel Hamilton. We're all working together again, not on a battlefield, but here in our trading floor.
So if these aren't specifically the people, they're very much like the people that you were calling up air support from.
Different call signs.
If you were able to talk to business leadership in the country right now and ask for one thing for vets, not to say for yourself, but for your fellow vets, knowing the challenge, what would it be?
I'd say start off by hiring one vet who really gets it. If you can recruit more veterans, then the value will show itself.